join up with the call and hear your wonderful voice. So, yeah, I'd be happy to talk about rewards and the importance of rewards.
Sure.
And
And also Ninth Raider, because you have an NFT movie coming out, and there's a lot that goes into community building. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about Ninth Raider and also the rewards.
oh, thank you, Brandy. So, yes, I'm really excited to announce one of the projects that we are unveiling, and the minting for it will take place in the month of May. The first drop is called The Ninth Raider. It's a post-apocalyptic movie. There will be a video game that will be developed. I hope I can recruit Lee Baker's amazing team with Advent Effects to help build our game later this year. But in the meantime, as we near up the completion of the film, we have built a whole collection of assets and collectibles, which begins really the rewards basis. When you think about rewards, it really starts with the NFT itself. That's the basic starting blocks of rewards. The NFT itself is an asset, a digital asset that can be traded through the community. But then we really want to think about what other type of incentives and rewards and utility can we add to our project. So one of the things we're going to do with the game project is we're going to give NFT assets that are going to be in the game as part of the perks and rewards for the early entrants that come in. So even though the game isn't built yet, people that become collectors in the ninth grader starting in the month of May will be able to get assets that are going to be built into the game later on, and have utility value and access into the game and to be able to flex in the game. And then the other aspects of utility that we want to look at was experiential. What type of experiential things could fans and collectors actually participate with the ninth raider? So when you think about a movie launch, obviously you think about here in Hollywood, a premiere. People love to go to premieres. We see them on television. We see the red carpets. So the early collectors in the ninth raider will have access, VIP access, in fact, exclusive. Before the public will even be able to see the movie, the early NFT collectors will be the first ones to actually see the movie. So it'll be screened for them in private theaters. They'll have an opportunity to see the movie before anyone else in the world gets to see the movie. Can you imagine, like, the next Star Wars, and you're a super fan or a collector in Star Wars, and you're the first one to see the movie a month before all of your friends? So that's one of the utilities that we're incorporating is the access to the movie itself, in addition to the NFT component. And the other thing that I'm really excited to announce as well is that we partnered up with a technology group called Galaxy Labs, and Galaxy Labs has a project to bring NFTs to the moon. There'll actually be a landing of a collection of artwork that's going to take place. It's very historic. It's going to take place at the end of 2022 to early 2023. So we believe that collectors and the early people who have access to our NFTs would enjoy the idea that they have a twin of the NFT that they have. They have a twin image that's literally sitting on the moon for up to 1 billion years, because the technology allows that NFT artwork to be etched into these gold plates that are going to be placed on the moon on this lander with Galaxy Labs. So that's exciting. We've talked to collectors about that and said, how do you like the idea that you have one of a kind artwork in your possession, but there's a twin of it that's also on the moon. When you go out and look at the moon at night, you think about that you have something very special in your hand. So that was super creative, and I'm really excited about that utility value that's put into there. And eventually, in 2023, we are going to actually incorporate a DAO and governance over our project. For those of you that don't know what a DAO is, that's a smart contract, that's software programming that allows a set of rules for governance of over our project. So we want to release this movie in the future and the characters in the story into the DAO, into the community, so that community can actually participate in choosing some of the actors for sequels, choosing some of the plot points for the film in the future for some of the sequels, for choosing some of the strategies and how it's going to be released to the community. We'll have a whole set of rules that we'll incorporate into the smart contract in the DAO so that the community that participates in this project has an opportunity to be a stakeholder, to be a participant. So where we're going with rewards in the future, Brandy, is that the community just doesn't sit on the sidelines, but they become an active collaborator in the artwork. Now, I imagine, and I know with Lee, who's going to be coming on in a few minutes, I've got to visit him at his studio up in Utah, and I see his children coming in to work with him on the movie. Some of them are teenagers, and they come in and they work on design and they work on the character development. So I really imagine that with the ninth grader, and I was really excited to see that with Lee. That really touched me, seeing how kids want to participate in the creation of movies. And
Mhm.
Advent, I got to tell you, that I don't want to steal the story from Lee, but his son, who's a teenager, has a lot to do with the creativity of this amazing project. That's the future, and I think this is what we can call it a utility or a reward. It is a reward for the youth to let them participate in the co-collaboration of creating this incredible gaming community or movie. So that's what we want to do in the ninth Raider, is to allow the community and the stakeholders and the collectors, and particularly youth, to become co-collaborators to create posters and artwork and music projects, to submit music projects to the project. So instead of being outsiders outside of Hollywood, and we know that Hollywood's been run by the 1%, right? 1% of the people are pretty much making all the decisions at the studio level. So we want to reverse that. And the way we reverse that is with a DAO, a set of governance, rewards, and then we reward the community so that the best reward in the world isn't just monetary. The reward that they get is the fact that they get to be an artist, they get to be a collaborator, that they get to make artwork, merchandise, clothing, T-shirts, fashion, all kinds of things that they can get involved with. And we know a lot of young kids that are coming up, they want those type of opportunities, this whole new economy that's being created where people can work from their houses today and they could build a community. We want to see that thrive with the young. So particularly this project is going to open up rewards and utility for young and people of all ages and demographics and people that have been excluded in the past from collaborating on projects. Can I imagine the ninth Raider movie where we have some people in Brazil or Argentina that are collaborating with us on the project in the future? Absolutely. So we
Mhm.
want to see people get those type of rewards, and we consider those as rewards because those are things that were locked out, and those were things that people previously could not get involved in. In the past, if you were a 14-year-old kid living in Argentina, you couldn't design a movie poster for Star Wars. You couldn't come up with some of the rules and how the movie would evolve and where some of the plot points. But in the future, the way that we see it, that will be a reward. That will be utility. If you're a collector, then you'll get to vote in the DAO and you'll be a stakeholder in the project and you get to be an active participant, just not somebody on the sidelines watching art being created, but you're actually collaborating with us. So that's what we're going to open up, and it's part of the reversal of the centralized control of studios in Hollywood and how they make content in the future. So monetary rewards are great, and we built those in. Rewards of fantasy, where you have your collection sitting on the moon as a twin. That's great. The gamification aspects and the perks that you'll have in a video game in the future. That's great. Merchandise rewards. That's great. That's what we do at M Games. Is we build all kinds of rewards for not only the ninth grader but other game communities that we work with. So I hope that explains, Brandy, our thinking on it is to really open up the rewards and utility to what people really want and what they really want to participate in out there.
Thank you. Well said. And I know what's happening in our organization is that we are seeing a lot of interest from the studios to listen to the people, to have the avatars be dressed in the NFT itself, so that you can really use that as a utility and also have the rewards come back to you. So in terms of opportunities for youth, Lee, I'd love to hear from you. um, it sounds like you're a father, and it sounds like you're seeing this firsthand of engagement from your son. I'd love to know a little bit more about, is it really, can we really make a living in the future by gaming?